Hey everybody, so today we have for repair E2338, the M1 MacBook Pro. It's not MacBook Air, it's MacBook Pro. This one does have a fan. We're going to go ahead and look at it and see why it's not turning on. There's no power for it. We're going to go ahead and see what the problem is. So let's get right into it. Alright, so they have it here. And we just want to go ahead and do our quick little measurement first to see maybe what the problem is, see what we're dealing with. So let's always do what we do. Just open it up. See if there's any power, anything really noticeable off the bat. This is just like a, looks like maybe a sticker was there before. Don't really know, but let's go ahead and try our voltmeter. See what we're getting here. So we plug it in, and it is completely dead. Let's try another port. All right, and we see it's 5 volts, no amps. And this one's totally out. Maybe a damaged port. Maybe that's what it sounds like, seems like. Let's go ahead and flip this over. Oh, there's just 2. I thought the Pro said there's more. And then the other one's getting 5 volts. There's probably a liquid spill or something not just wrong with the port itself, but then there's probably something on the board. Maybe the IC chip has gone bad or it's corroded. Or most likely this seems to be like a liquid spill just by the symptoms. So let's go ahead, open it up, and see what we got. But see that too? Anything noticeable? Looks like this one's a little bit damaged. I don't know how well I can show that. If you look at the 2, how white that is, and then if you look at the bottom one, how damaged. So it does look like it's a little bit damaged there. It looks like it's hard to tell if it's like a burn mark or if it's just a little chipped out. Anyways, let's just go ahead and take a look. All right, this is very yes. Don't really have to explain much here. If you can't already see it, it's all over the board. Corrosion absolutely everywhere. Now the only problem is when it gets this close and it's a little bit even on top of the processor, sometimes there could be a short, and that short can slap that processor right in the face. I already did take a quick look. I wanted to make sure that the LCD might have been okay. The only problem is there is a little bit of a burn mark here, probably from the liquid and while it was turned on being used. So we really got to hope that the screen didn't get impacted as well. Actually, the connection is fine there, but man, this thing looks like it got smeared kind of everywhere, and see that there's corrosion as well as just kind of pretty much everywhere. All right, so we'll go ahead, open it up, and take a look a little bit further, go under the microscope and scan it, but this is pretty much a good view. We already do have an idea of what we're dealing with here. Let's just do a nice scan. Let's go in the heaviest area. Ooh. Nasty liquid. At least this area is okay. I don't know about the rest of it, but man, oof. Pretty much every cap, every component, every IC area, just totally. This is the battery connection area. And you name it, it's hit. And I didn't even pop out the USB-C ports because I definitely know how those are going to look. Oh, look at that. Nice, beautiful color purple, too. Man, I don't know if I've ever seen one of these dots go purple before. Amazing. Alright, let's get the the USB-C out. So here's your USB-C ports. Not too surprised here. Either side. Surprised to even get 5 out of any of them. It's something we want to obviously put in the back of our minds to see how much time and how much work needs to be put into this to see how far we can really go. Before you put all this work in, you fix every single thing here. Get all your power rails up, running, get your 20 volts, and then have a dead CPU. Especially you see under here, let's actually lift this up because this is where our CPU is. CPU area. And you can see there's a little bit of liquid like underneath here. And even around the edges here too. And right all over this area. It's probably honestly not a whole lot, especially if this gets impacted this bad here. Most likely this is gone. Alright, so we're back for this one. We're taking a look at it again, taking a step back, taking a breather. We go, and we need to think about this repair. You guys probably already asked this while we showed you guys the video showed you the clip from before. Why are we really going? And I'm sure a lot of you guys are asking yourself, why are you actually trying to repair this? Isn't there just too much damage? And we're kind of getting to that conclusion here, because as you can see, even around these areas, the liquid, what it also does too, don't mind this, we're doing a repair on it, but the liquid can also do in these areas, it can actually rust a lot of the caps. A lot of areas that you see, even the probe points, and just a lot of different connections, even this one you can pretty much tell, and even these areas, and a lot of them you can see some of the legs are actually detached, even if it's ground to be attached, then the other one isn't. And a lot of these are the cases, and you can see a lot of orange around a lot of these components, and those are the rusted areas and the areas where maybe the connection isn't making a total connection. A good way to do this, especially if it's not too big of damage, obviously we want to replace components, but you can add a lot of flux and make sure that the connection is going to be resoldered as you apply heat. But there's just so much here, and it's so many areas that have been so impacted, and a lot of, you can see again, most of the areas are orange, and most of this board is impacted than it's not impacted. So we actually went around the board itself. We did fix a few of the power areas. We went back to the CD3217B and we fixed that. A lot of the MOSFETs are damaged as well, but we did fix a few of them, but we're just getting more to the conclusion because of how many components are actually damaged and even missing in this one. We did count in about 30 components that we know are actually missing or have been too damaged that a little bit beyond repair need to be replaced. Now for these models, we can again get a lot of caps. There's a lot of components for a lot of these models. We can spend a very, very long time trying to fix every single component, every single area, and just going through the board itself and making sure every major power area is necessary to be fixed well. Even if you do all that work, it still can have an issue and the CPU can be impacted, and there's not really much you could do after that if you have a CPU failure. We wish there was all the time in the world. We wish we could spend all day, all week, all month on one repair, because it would be a fun video for you guys and it would be fun for us, but it wouldn't be fair to the customer to be doing a repair so extensive on this and to have potential other issues as well. So we always want to make sure that we do have a cutoff time, or any time that we do see that there might be a device beyond repair. In this case, this is what we would consider beyond repair. It's unbelievable how much damage could be really on one board, and this is just kind of one of those cases. You see extensive damage, and we know we really want to reach out to the customer. We want to give it the best shot we possibly can before saying that it's not repairable or there may be other issues or anything. And we gotta pack it up. We gotta move on to the next repair. I hope you guys enjoyed watching. Even though it's non-repair, I hope you guys learned something, enjoy watching, kind of see more on our end, and leave a like if you did, subscribe for more content, show us some love. Anyway, see you guys in the next one. Bye.